So one of the things that I've heard as being involved in this business is oftentimes people say they're CFOs, but they're truly not. But one thing that I feel like important, we have different levels within our company, different levels of experience. So I think it'd be helpful for you to know, how do we define certain roles?
So in the finance department, you have certain tasks that I consider compliance tasks. You have your annual 990 tax return that a nonprofit needs to file. You have charitable solicitations that you have to file with the state. And so you have certain tasks that are just basic compliance tasks that you have to do to stay in business. And a lot of times the organizations are focused on just doing the minimum to stay in business, to keep the doors open, make sure the government stays off their back. And so if you're just focused on finance as a compliance area, I think you're not getting the full benefit of the fact that finances underlie everything that the organization does. And so when we speak about CFO services, we're talking about bringing that mindset of seeing the organization's goals and then bringing a financial perspective to how they can reach those goals. That may involve doing some cash budgeting, and budgets sometimes get a bad rap where people think negatively about budgets. Really, you're planning for where your dollars need to go. And so helping create that plan and helping see where the organization needs to go and what the goals are, and then using the financial perspective to figure out what it's going to take to get there. Those type of items are items that I think a true CFO is bringing that perspective, so that they're not just in the weeds of the minimum compliance that needs to happen for finances, but they're using finances to see the organization goals and help the organization reach their goals through the financial management. When we're proposing for CFO services, we're talking about having someone with that mind, with the big picture mindset to the service. We have other folks on our team that are focused on the day-to-day transactions. If you're getting a service for bookkeeping, and the bookkeeping is what you need, that's what I consider more of a compliance item. You're keeping the banks reconciled, you're making sure the transactions are entered, you're focused on the accuracy of the reports. Those are all good and necessary things, but those are what I consider a bookkeeping level task versus the CFO that has more of the big picture overall organization mindset. And then inside of even the bookkeeping, you may have just transactional level processing that needs to happen. You need the invoices to get entered into the software. You need the donations to be entered into the software. And so you may have, an accounting staff or a finance staff that is just transactional entry. You may have a bookkeeper who's reviewing all of that and reconciling the bank and working on some of the compliance items that need to happen. But then to really add value is to have the CFO seat with someone who sees the big picture and can help with meet the organization's goals through finances.